Hey guys, and welcome to my 22 cube unboxing. So this is actually 2 packages, so let's just get into this package. So in this package we have the MGC 2x2 Elite, the Lan face turning octahedron, and the X-Man Bell V2 Pyraminx. So in the big box we have the Cyclone Boys Feiju M, the Meilong 3M, the Meilong 2M, the Meilong 5M, the Meilong 4M, the MGC 4x4, the Gan Air M, the Monster Go M, the Fengshin Magnetic 3x3, the Shengxiao Mr. M version 2, some bubble wrap, the Chi-E Mini Pyraminx, the Fengshi Mini 6x6, more bubble wrap, the Wit Eden Oscars Mix-Up Cube, the RS3M 2020, the WRM 2020, the Gan 330, the Meilong Clover 3x3, the Shengxiao Magnetic Clock, these things, Max Command and Fleet, whatever this is. I think it comes with the Shengxiao Cube. We got some QR codes that come with the orders over $75. Another one of these lube things. And then we have 2 sets of extra magnets. I ordered a set of magnets so I could make the magnets on my RS3 2020 stronger. And I think they accidentally included 2. So that's cool, I guess. So I got 2 sets of those. And yeah, so that's it. So let's start getting into the cubes now. So we're gonna get started with the Gan 330. So let's just get into this. We have this cube, the Gan 330, and this nice keychain. I probably won't really use this because I don't really use keychains on my keychain cubes. I just like to have them. It reminds me of the miniature Moyu one. I think it's based on like an MF3S. But yeah, so let's just get into first turns. This is actually really good. Yeah, so this is a nice cube. I would recommend it to someone who wants a really good keychain cube. Like you can just take this around on your keys or on your backpack, and it actually turns like pretty well. Like you're not gonna get your normal times on it, but you're also not gonna take like 2 minutes. So first let's get into the Meilong 2M. Okay, so it comes with a cube stand, the cube itself, and this accessories box, which I'm guessing is just like a pamphlet, maybe a screwdriver. It is a pamphlet and a and this accessories box, which is these little cards and a pamphlet and a screwdriver. So I'm not going to open any of these other accessories boxes just for the sake of saving time. I do have the Meilong 3x3, 2x2, and 4x4. So it does have different shades than the 2x2. So yeah, let's just get into first turns. Oh gosh. Oh, okay. So this is really nice. I don't think it's even close to the MS quality, the MS 2x2 quality. So I would definitely recommend the MS over this, and this is only like $2 cheaper or something. So I kind of find it hard to recommend, but if you're looking for the absolute cheapest 2x2 that's actually good, I would recommend this cube. This is really nice. It does feel very cheap though. Okay, so let's get into the 3x3. Okay, so again, we get the stand, the accessories box, and the cube. So let's get into first turns. So this feels really nice. I think it feels much better than the 2x2 did out of the box. It definitely feels less cheap, but it definitely still has that kind of cheap plastic feel. It is a really nice cube, and this is only $7, I think. So that's an insane deal. I think the MS is definitely better than this, but this is cheaper and it's about as good. They're pretty close. This 4x4 is actually lubed by the cubicle, so it should have tape on it. Okay, it does. All right. I didn't buy this lube from the cubicle for any reason other than that the other one was out of stock and I wanted to make this order. So I kind of had to do it. So I don't know, see if it's any good, but it is pre-lubed, so it'll probably be better than the other ones. I got a stand, accessories box, and the cube. So let's get into it. Super gummy out of the box. The inner layers are very nice. Yeah, these inner layers are super good. The outer layers are super gummy still from the lube that the cubicle put in it. This is kind of why I didn't want to get this, but I had to, so yeah. This isn't great out of the box, but I'm sure it'll be much better with break-in, as it's just gummed up from the lube. It's not because it's like a bad cube, but yeah, so this is nice. I can't really tell how good it actually is because of the lube right now, so yeah, it's I would say it's probably about as good as the other cubes in this line, if I'm just guessing, but yeah, let's get into 5x5. Okay, so here's the 5x5 and their Moyu stand. So I got 2 blues, a yellow, and a green, and the accessories box. So let's get into the cube. This is definitely really nice. It's nothing. It's nowhere close to like flagship 5x5s, but it is definitely better than most budget 5x5s. Again, I think the MS is still better, but this is cheaper. So if you're looking for the absolute lowest cost for magnetic 5x5, I would recommend this one. It is the lowest cost for magnetic 5x5, and it's also pretty good. So this whole line is basically, from what I can tell right now, is basically just the cheapest magnetic cubes you can buy for each event, but they're not the best budget magnetic cubes you can buy, but they are good and they can compete with the best ones. So if you're just looking to save some money, then sure, I would recommend them. If you're looking for the best of the budget, then these are definitely not it. I would recommend the MS series, but these are definitely good cubes that they'll pass. Now, let's get into the Function Magnetic 3x3. So I've heard some really awful things about this cube, so I'm not expecting very much. Okay, oh gosh, even the plastic on the outside feels so weird. I don't like it. Oh, why does this exist? So the fact that this is more expensive than the Maylong M is a disgrace to cubing. So speaking of cubes that are bad, we're gonna get into these cubes. So we'll get into the Mr. MB2 first. So let's get this out of there. Interestingly enough, this doesn't come in stickerless. I don't know what that box was. Okay. It has some extra stickers, actually pretty nice screwdriver, pamphlet, and this pretty alright stand. So let's see if the cube is pretty alright. So this actually has a dual adjustment system. Yeah, let's just get into first turns. So I would say this is a step in the right direction for Sheng Xiao. I wish it came in stickerless, but if they're gonna do this weird stickerless, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't. feels honestly like a cross between these two cubes, which is kind of cool. It's not a great cube by any means, and there are definitely better cubes for cheaper, but it's a step in the right direction for Shangxiao, and at least they're trying. So let's look at this mechanism. So it looks like they're trying to do a GAN style visible magnet system. It's a very basic mechanism. Yeah, this is kind of weird. So yeah, that's the mechanism. That's the cube. Pretty weird, but not terrible. So here's the Cyclone Boys Feiju. I haven't heard great things about this cube either. Oh gosh, that's not a good sign. So I included this like big plastic box inside here. I can't even get it out. There we go. Okay, so it comes with this kind of cool box and a pamphlet. Looks like it has some tape right there. There we go. Okay, so I think that's the tape off. So let's get into the cube. Alright, so it's got this kind of cool design for the stand. So I know this cube's pretty bad. It came out a while ago. So let's just get into first turns. So it's super unstable. It's actually really loose, which is probably why. Let's see, can I do this? Yeah, I can do that. That's how loose it is. I'm sure tightening would be better, but we'll see. It's actually not too bad right now. Let's see with just a standard sprint screen, of course. Yeah, this is weird. Corner cutting is actually pretty good. It's probably gonna pop if I do it too much. But yeah, it can corner cut pretty much anywhere, which is probably because it's so loose. But it's not too bad. Again, like the Mr. MB2, it's not completely terrible, but there are better cubes for cheaper, which makes it really hard to recommend. Like, I wouldn't really recommend this to anyone. It has an extremely strange mechanism. So that's the mechanism. Extremely weird. Okay, let's do some mini cubes. So let's start with the Chi miniature Pyraminx. Okay, so here's the Chi miniature Pyraminx. Let's just get into first turns. Can this be removed? Yes, it can. So I have the Leafing miniature Pyraminx, and this thing has gotten me like 10,000 views on that video of me unboxing it. That's not even a good video, but it's my most popular video. So let's see how this one is. Right now I prefer this one because it has a clicking design. So we'll have to see how this one is. And this one has like this weird thing. I prefer this way of having the keychain, but yeah. It's not bad, but I think the Leaf Food is definitely much better. This is $1 less, but when the difference between $2 and $3, it doesn't really matter. It's not a bad Pyraminx at all. And you're not really going to be speed solving miniature Pyraminxes, but I would recommend the Leaf Food over it just because it has a clicking design, and especially at this small scale, you kind of want the added stability. Okay, so there we go. So here we have the Fengshi Lim Cube miniature 6x6. So this is a 6x6. That's the size of a GAN 354. Okay, I'm trying not to damage the cube, but I want it to come out of here. Alright, whatever. Okay, there we go. Extremely easy to take out of the box. So I'm already off to a good start with this cube. So let's get into first turns. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. This is actually really cool. Like, I know it turns terribly, I know it pops a lot, but I still love it, and I still think it's really, really worth the money. Just because it's so cool to have a 6x6 that's the size of is smaller than a normal 3x3, and it's the size of a small 3x3. Like, that's insane. Let's just do a T-perm. This is insane. I'm gonna put it in a checkerboard pattern because I just want to see what that looks like. Like, I really want Fengshi or really any company to keep doing this. I think these this type of little like novelty cubes, just like, you're not gonna be speed solving it. It's just like a really fun thing to have. Like, just kind of like the 330. The shades aren't great, but again, that's not why this cube is special. It's special because it's so tiny. I would recommend this to anyone who just wants a cool little cube. Next up, we're gonna do the Melon Clover Cube. So it's actually a 3x3 shape mod. It reminds me kind of like the Pandora Cube, where this cube looks like a weird Scoob mod that's gonna be super hard, but it actually is just a 3x3. It's just a 3x3 shape mod. So this is a 3x3 shape mod, modded to look like a Clover Cube. This is a Clover Cube. This is made by Chi. It turns on the edge. It's basically a mod of the Curvy Copter, and this is just a 3x3. So let's get into first turns. So you can't turn it like this. You turn it like this. Oh wow. Ooh, that's weird. This is so cool. This is kind of like the 6x6, where it's like, you're not meant to speed solve it, it's just meant to be like a cool thing to have. Like, this is so cool. Let's do an M move. Look at that. Alright, let's just do a solve real quick, because this looks like a lot of fun. You can't do any finger tricks really, so you kind of have to resort to just using like full hand turns, but still. And it's very pokey. Like, if you have it like this, it's pretty sharp. Alright, so let's just get started. So we'll make the white cross. There's no centers, so I think it will have void cube parity. Unless there's there are centers, they're just hidden underneath this. So this is the white face, so I gotta do it here. Okay, there we go, and let's align it. Okay, so now we can get the F2L done. So that's a pair right there. Then that's a pair. And where's that? Oh, it's back. So we can solve that pair like that. This pair we can solve like, let's do some edge orientation. And then here we have OLL. And there we go. And then finally we have PLL, which is just like that. This is actually really fun. I like this cube. And I recommend to anyone who just just a 3x3 that anyone who knows how to solve a 3x3 will be able to solve this. But it's just like, it will impress like non-cubers who are like, what's that? And you it's just a 3x3. So yeah, that's a really cool cube. Let's get into the next one. Let's get into it with some more non-WCA cubes. So let's get into Lan FTO. Okay, so here it is. Here it is on the inside. I've heard a lot of good things about this event. I've heard it doesn't turn well, but I think I really want to try solving this, and a lot of people speed solve this. It seems like a pretty fun thing to do. So I don't know how to solve it yet, but it looks like it's going to be really fun. Let's see. I don't really know if it has a checkerboard pattern, because it does have 8 faces that you can turn, which is pretty cool. So yeah. So I'm going to try to solve this myself, then I'm probably going to look up some methods for speed solving it, and maybe I'll get into that. So, oh shoot. What did I do? There we go. Okay. So it doesn't turn well at all, but it is a really cool cube that I'm looking forward to solving. Next up we have the Whit Eden Oscar mix-up cube. So this is it. And I have the mix-up 4x4, but I don't have this one yet, so let's see this. Okay, so it's basically just a 3x3, but it has these weird dimensions, and you can do these 45-degree turns, and if you do that on both layers, oh, it's got kind of that Rubik's 4x4. It's got the Rubik's 4x4, like, binding thing. But if you do this, then you can also turn this layer, and then you can turn that, and you can get really scrambled like that. So I don't know how to solve this one yet either, but I will learn, and it should be a pretty fun solve. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about this one, other than that it can do that. Alright. There we go. So we're going to get into the Shangsha magnetic clock. Currently my main is a magnetic Lingao clock, which I like. It's set up. I magnetized it and I lubed it, so it turns pretty well. And we'll have to see if this clock is better. I'll probably lube this one too. I've heard that it's pretty slow out of the box, but I have some faith in it. Okay, so the pins are pretty nice. I prefer these pins, honestly, but these I can get used to this. This is pretty good. And I really like how it's kind of mod friendly. Like, it gives you these screws. This one you have to literally break open and then tape back together if you want to set it up. So it's really nice that they give you screws so you don't have to do that in this one. Yeah, so the pins are pretty good. Let's get into these dials. Yeah, not great. So even when only one is up, it doesn't turn very well. But when all four is up, it's really, really bad. I'll definitely lube it, and it should get much better with lube. But one of the main problems is you can't really tell when you're turning it. Like, there's not really a bump at any of the different things. It's a very small one. And when you only have one pin up, you get the bump. But when you have all four up, you can't really feel it at all. 3 up, you can sort of feel it. 2 up, you can kind of feel it. So yeah, it's not a great clock out of the box. This setup, magnetic Lingao, is definitely better out of the box. But this is pretty good, and we'll have to see how it does with some lubing and break-in. So while a lot of people were kind of hoping this would be kind of like a Qi Square One, where it revolutionizes the market and makes the event, like, Square One wasn't that popular before the Qi Square One, and it exploded in popularity after that. And I don't think this is a Qi Square One. It's a Shangsha clock, but but I do think it might bring about a clock that is like the Qi Square One. Because this clock, if it sells well, because a lot of people want to buy it because it's a magnetic clock, it will inspire other companies to make clocks, and it will push the market forward and make all clocks better. So I definitely think this is a very good thing for the cubing community and for clock especially. Let's get into the X-Man Bell V2 Pyraminx. Okay. Oh, okay. So it has this really awesome screwdriver, which I really like that it comes with. So it has like 4 different bits. It's got this little one, and then it's got, if you unscrew this, right? No, it pops out. So it's got another Phillips head, and then a flat head, and then this kind of wrench style thing that'll go into it. So it's a really nice screwdriver. I like this. Yeah, let's get into the cube and stop getting into the screwdriver. So here's the cube itself. I really like these grip points. I don't know how they really help with grip, but they just look cool. And then on the inside, we've got some extra magnets for the tips, a pamphlet, and then we've got these little cards that are like that. So let's get into first turns. A lot of these pieces are kind of split, so I'm just going to fix those. Alright. Okay, this is definitely going to be my main. This is really nice. So the magnets are really cool. You can actually change their how strong they are with the screwdriver. So if you can see it, there's a dot right there, which is regular. If you go to the minus, then now it's weaker. And if you go to the strong, then it's stronger. I'm just going to keep it at standard for now. I'll probably change it in the future, or at least experiment with that. But that's a really nice thing to have. And then for these, if you get these out, the tips are like the X-Man Bell version 1, where although they have a better magnet design. But to change the magnet strength on these, you just add a magnet or 2 or 3 to make it stronger. Very strong like this. So yeah, I'm not going to experiment with anything like that for now, but I probably will in the future, and we'll see if this gets any better. But this is 100% my main already. This is a really nice cube, or a really nice Pyraminx. The Bellevue one, which is my main, and it feels old compared to this. Like, this cube feels extremely modern. We haven't had a good Pyraminx in a long time, so this is actually a really good thing. Alright, let's get into the GAN Monster Go Cube. And here's the cube on the inside, and a pamphlet that I'm not really going to get into. Yeah, here's the cube. It looks much different than most GAN cubes. I think it has GS. Yeah, it has GS. I have the 36M, so I should be able to use that for this. So let's just get into first turn. Okay, so out of the box, it's not that great. It's got a very different mechanism than like the XS and the X, which is pretty cool. It's got the honeycomb. It's got the honeycomb design and the same core. That's about where the similarities end. It's got the matte plastic, which I like. A lot of people don't like the matte plastic, but I actually prefer it to glossy plastic. And a lot of other cube companies are following suit, actually. Like MoU is making, like the WRM 2020 is a matte plastic cube, which I think is a very good thing. I like matte plastic. Yeah, this is a nice cube. It's definitely a really good cube for beginners if you're going to use the Monster Go line to teach someone, which is kind of what it's intended for. But yeah, it's a really nice cube. Here is the GAN Air M. It's got some stickers I have to break or cut. Okay, so here we go. So in here we get an accessories thing, which has the which has the same tensioning system as the GAN XS, a GAN bag, a GAN pamphlet, and another pamphlet. So yeah, I'm not going to get into those, no one really cares. So let's get into the cube. So it's wrapped in some plastic wrap, which will come off pretty easily, hopefully. Yeah, alright. So here's the cube. Let's just get into first turn. This is actually super nice out of the box. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, this is actually really nice. So real quick, I just want to tell you guys what the difference is between these 4 cubes. This is the XS, this is the X, this is the 36M, and this is the Air M. So the 356M is the GAN X without swappable magnets, and the Air M is the GAN XS without changeable magnets. So these 2 cubes have the same tensioning system and the exact same mechanism. This one's lubed, obviously. This is an Angstrom one, but yeah. And then these 2 cubes have the same spring system. This is slightly updated GES, but it's pretty much the same. And then these 2 cubes have the exact same mechanism. So these are basically just kind of budget versions of the XS and X, which is like which is okay, but it's very confusing for a lot of new cubers. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this over the XS, just because you save like $20 and all you lose is the interchangeable magnets, and these are pretty fine. I prefer stronger magnets than this. If you know you like really strong magnets, then maybe spend the extra 20 and go for the XS. But if you're fine with slightly weaker magnets, then just save the money and go for this. This is $20 cheaper, and it's the exact same except for the magnets. We're going to get into the MGCs. We'll start off with the 2x2, and then we'll get to the 4x4. Alright, so here's the cube. It's got a big dent in the package, which doesn't really matter. I'm not going to use this thing for anything anyway. It's got a cool design. Not very good for getting the cube out. Alright, so here's the cube. It's got that nice sticker. And then we have this little box with accessories, and it just has some extra springs, some extra magnets, a screwdriver, and a pamphlet. So yeah, nothing else there. Okay, so here's the cube. It has a different way of doing the magnets. So the Vault 2, okay, so standard 2x2s have magnets in the corners that attract to each other. That's what the MVC version 1 has. The Vault 2 has magnets that attract the corner and edges to attract together instead of the corner to corner. And this cube has edge to center attract together. So we're seeing a lot of different magnetic options, like magnet placement design things, but yeah, we'll have to see how this turns. Ooh, I don't like this so far. It's first turn, so it could get much better, but right now it's really locky. Yeah, the magnets are definitely too light for my taste. I like stronger magnets. Yeah, I don't like this cube that much out of the box. It feels kind of like a mix between the Vulk and the MGC, or like it's slower and more stable than this cube, but it also is kind of locky, which I don't like. Yeah, I don't think I like this method of placing the magnets. I don't know, just it leaves the corners free to. The corners don't have any magnets in them, which leaves them kind of free to go crazy. I'm not sure if that's actually true. It's just what it feels like. See, I'm not crazy about this cube, but if you like weaker magnets and you have a pretty accurate turning style, it could be good for you. But I don't see this becoming my main, but we'll see. So let's get into the 4x4. Again, it's definitely best to having their box fall out, but it doesn't matter. So in here we have some extra springs, some extra magnets, a screwdriver, and a pamphlet. Same exact stuff as the 2x2. Let's get into the 4x4. Here's the cube. Let's just get into first turns. Okay, I definitely like this much more than the 2x2. It does feel a lot like the MGC. It does feel a lot like the 5x5. It feels like a 4x4 version of the 5x5 and 6x6. I would say it's definitely worse than the 5x5, but it's still a really good 4x4. Yeah, so it's got some extremely good inner layers. The outer layers aren't great yet, but I could definitely see this becoming my main. Right now my main is the WRM 4x4, which I really like, but it is kind of it does have some locking issues, which this one seems to be a little bit better at handling, but we'll have to see. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this 4x4 to anyone who wants like a really good 4x4 for, I don't think it's that expensive. I think it's like 20 bucks. So yeah, that's really good. Okay, so here we have the RS3 M2020. So here's the cube, a stand, and an accessories box. Let's see, I'll just look inside this. Okay, It's got pretty much the same stuff as the Maylong M, but it also has a dual adjustment thing. So yeah, not really worth opening. So here's the RS3M 2020. Let's get into first turns. It's pretty good. I see a lot of people saying that this is like main worthy, like it's just as good as their GAN XS, and I don't see that. It's a good cube. It's really good for the price, but I don't think it still feels cheap to me. It has cheap feeling plastic. It doesn't feel that premium, and the feel isn't that great. With setup, I'm sure this could be amazing, and it already is pretty good. It doesn't really feel that similar to the RS3M standard. Like, this is the regular RS3M, and this is the 2020. It definitely feels much nicer than that. But yeah, I don't think it's that. So hands down, I think this is the best budget cube on the market. But I don't think it's quite the level of flagships like the GTS 3M, the WRM, the XS, and the Voc Elite. Alright, so, okay, I didn't know this. It does come with the same type of thing as the original WRM came with, this whole accessories box, which is kind of cool. One kind of funny thing is that they actually didn't change the box design at all. See that right there? That's where the old core used to go, and in this right here was where the pamphlet used to go. But instead of making a whole new design for the box, they just kept the old one, took out the pamphlet, and put the core right there, and then just left that. Which is kind of funny, and I think the pamphlet's down there now. So yeah, here's is the cube. Feels really nice. One thing I'm kind of surprised about is that they didn't add adjustable magnets for this. It's same style, dual adjustment, but pretty much every other brand has adjustable magnets for their flagships now. Like the Dyanteng V2M, the GAN XS, the GAN X for that matter, the Voc Elite, the MGC Elite. Like pretty much all of these flagships have adjustable magnets, and Moyu still hasn't gotten aboard that train. And we'll have to see how these magnets are, but it's kind of weird that they haven't done that yet. Okay, this is definitely more flagship feeling than the RS3M 2020. This is really nice. It's super duper fast. I'll definitely have to slow it down a little bit, but this is really nice. So this is a really nice cube. It would have been cool to see Moju's take on adjustable magnets. I kind of want to see what they would do with it, like how they would make them adjustable. But we'll have to wait for their next flagship, I guess. So yeah, and like even Moju's sub-brand, the Weixiao EDM, already has adjustable magnets. Like, just Moju hasn't introduced it with their flagships yet. If you leave a comment that says you subscribed within a minute of this video going live, and you live within 20 feet of me, I will give you this cube. That's right. Also, I have a Discord server, so if you go to the description, the first link in the description will be to the Discord server, so if you want to join that, just click the link and you can talk with us. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye. By the way, can I just point out this cube's official name is the MFJ SMF3 S3M 2020 Plus? Yeah.